So here I am once again in York. We've come down again today to do a little bit more street photography. My plan for today is going to be to take some street portraits. So what I decided I would do after the last trip down to York was to make a photo book or a zine. And the plan is that I'm going to take the photographs that I took last time and mix them in with some portraits that I'm going to take today.
So how do you get started? One of the easiest ways might be to find someone who looks as though they obviously don't mind the attention. Spend any time in any city around the world. Eventually you're going to see someone who presents themselves in such a way that everyone notices them. They might be dressed in a really peculiar way, or they might have a unique hairstyle that you just can't ignore. People like that are more than likely used to the attention. Some of them really enjoy it and just want to be noticed. As long as you approach in a respectful way, I think this is a good place to start. How about this biker here? With a bike like that, there is no chance he's shy. How you approach someone doesn't have to be complicated, and you don't need a script. Just a simple introduction, and then ask if you can take a picture.
Hi there mate, I'm taking street photos today. I'm doing portraits. Would it be alright to take a photo of you? You just look dead cool sitting there. It's a bit of an odd request, but is that alright? Thanks man. Sitting there. Have a nice day, James.
Have a simple and short introduction in mind when you approach someone. It can be as simple as, "Hi, I'm doing a photography project and I'm taking portraits of people. Can I take a picture?" Just remember to be clear and get to the point. Your reason for wanting to take their portrait doesn't have to be clever or original. Something as simple as, "I like your hat," or could just be that where they're standing, they're framed nicely, or they're in some really good light. Whatever it is, just tell them so. Sometimes I find that non-personal reasons like that can often take the pressure off the subject when they feel it's not so much about how they look, but just the happenstance of where they're standing. That was the case here with this guy who was sitting in some nice light. I told him so, and he was happy to let me take his picture. People often want to know what you're going to do with the photos afterwards. I've said before, sometimes people have really strange imaginations when it comes to what your intentions are as a photographer. Many people are satisfied with the answer, "Oh, it's for Instagram, I've got a street photography account." Or maybe, as in my case here, I'm doing a street photography project with portraits and I'm hoping to publish a book. One reason that I've used in the past, and it was actually true at the time, but I suppose it could be used any time, was to say that I've got a new lens and I'm just looking to practice with it. Whatever the reason, just be honest, and you're more than likely going to find you get a positive response.
Amazing. I'm doing a photography project. Could I possibly do a portrait of you guys? Is that alright? Yeah? Is that cool? Anyone vote for it? I'll do all together and then maybe one each. Oh, no, you go for it, fella. I'll be here for ages. You go for it. Oh, wow. Too zoomed in. I should have got you there, shouldn't I? Oh, this is awesome. So I'm just going to claim the street. How about an individual one? Is that cool? Yeah? Nice. Thank you very much. I'm going to figure your names afterwards as well. My name's Barry, by the way. Hello. I'm actually doing a book on York on street photography. So I'm trying to mix them in some portraits as well as some like street shots. And just anyone who looks interested, you four are by far the most interesting people I've seen all day. I've been here since like 10 o'clock and everyone else is just like... laugh, aren't you?
It can be easy to make the process of approaching strangers for portraits seem complex, but it really doesn't have to be. Approach with a smile. Sounds simple, but it helps to be as open with your body language as you can. Introduce yourself and make your intentions known quickly. The sooner your subject knows you're not trying to sell them anything or ask them any awkward questions about religion, the better. Be prepared and have a rough idea of what you're going to say if you're asked why you want to take this person's photo and what you're going to do with it. And also have your camera ready. Make sure it's switched on and ready to go. Be appreciative and say thank you, even if the person says no.
Hi there, excuse me, a bit of an odd request, but you all have great hair and I'm doing a photography project today. Could I possibly get a portrait of you guys? Yeah, sure. Is that alright?
Don't do what I sometimes do, and that's ask more than once if you can take the photo. After I've asked someone if I can take their picture and they've said yes, I sometimes say, is that okay? Like, I need confirmation. They've already said yes, you don't need to make them say it again. Don't rush. Although I've said to be ready with your camera, that doesn't mean you should hurriedly take a single photo and rush off. They've already given you permission, so try and take a little bit of time to make sure you compose the shot you want, get your settings right, and get the expression you want. You've done the hard part, you've approached someone for a portrait and they're cool with it, so don't throw away the opportunity. Don't overthink things and miss out on the chance of taking some great pictures and meeting some interesting people because you got too much in your own head and worried about what you're going to say and how you're going to approach them. Don't take it personally if someone says no, even if they're rude to you, which, to be honest, has only happened once or twice, but it's not a common thing at all. And it's not really about you in any case. You know, if that person feels insecure, they're uncomfortable, they're having a bad day, or they're just busy, it's their right to say no. So just move on to the next one. They'll probably say yes. For me, success in taking street portraits is all about putting yourself in the right frame of mind. One of the key things I've learned which helps me is to make sure that I'm prepared. This gives me as little to worry about in the moment as possible. I'm really prone to overthinking. What should I say to this person? I kinda know what I want to say, but I don't know how to get my words in order. What if they say no? And I can end up trying to rehearse the whole interaction in my head, and that leads me to miss those shots that I wish I'd taken, because by the time I look back up, that person or that moment is gone. I've really enjoyed going through this video and seeing how many times someone smiled or laughed as I was taking their picture. People are genuinely happy to have their portrait taken, so I suppose this is a message to me as much as it is to you. Don't overthink it, don't worry about it, just go out there and enjoy it. And I'll see you in the next video.